We're showing Quantum Break's gameplay, the awesome kind of time-powered, amplified effects and powers that the gamer has at their disposal. And obviously at the heart of the whole game is the theme of time travel and time itself, and time breaking down. The game takes place in the university town of Riverport, which is kind of a typical kind of East Coast university town. So anyway, the theme of the game is time and time travel and time powers, and those the player will have multiple time manipulation powers at their disposal, and you can see that in the awesome gameplay clips that we're providing here. Jack Joyce is our hero. He gains the power to manipulate time itself. The other hero of our game is Beth Wilder, who is Jack's love interest.
What were your goals in founding this company?
I think Remedy's always set out to create exceptional entertainment experiences, something that stays with you for years. I mean, we've all had those gaming memories as kids. At least for me, I remember kind of those moments of magic and sitting there, and you remember that for years and years. It brings kind of an emotional tingling in that memory. I think at Remedy we create those exceptional gaming memories and really have an emotional attachment. We've always set out to build characters and worlds that are immersive and believable. We take our cues from popular culture, usually outside of games. We look at film, books, TV for inspiration, and we bring that into the interactive space, creating something of our own that's familiar to our audience, but also new and unique.
Where did the idea of Max Payne come from?
So Max Payne started off as very much as a kind of a detective story, a film noir storytelling and theme, and we married that with kind of John Woo's Hong Kong stylized action, kind of over the top, slow motion, and kind of the effects and almost like a ballet of combat, if you will. So kind of the beauty in that. And we were very, very kind of lucky, I think, to strike a chord with an audience. A lot of the people like the story and like the characters, and they're drawn into that. And others are more drawn towards the action, the combat itself. But I think it was a very good mix of both. Sam Lake is our creative director, and he's the originator of Max Payne, and actually was his likeness in the first game as well.
Okay. How do you feel being in Helsinki influenced your Max Payne franchise? Was it like the snow setting?
Well, I think for us, I mean, Helsinki as a location is interesting. We're kind of on the outside looking into, especially if you think of North American popular culture. It's almost like an outsider's perspective. But on the other hand, I think there's almost like a common subconsciousness of popular culture where we all have kind of memories from our teens or our early 20s or even our childhood. For me, it says something about my age, but it's like Battlestar Galactica, the original, the A-Team, and kind of that kind of thing. And I think people from a certain age group internationally share that already. I mean, it's no longer kind of specific to the States. And I think for us, certainly, we draw from that popular culture, that mythos, and kind of those classics or cliches, and that conveys a lot to the audience as well. And I think it's giving back to that popular culture when some of our work gets referred and imitated and used in a good way. I think we've succeeded in our craft and giving back.
What are your thoughts on the Max Payne movie?
Well, the Max Payne movie, for me, it was a deal that we signed back in 2001, I think. So it's a long time ago, and then I think the film came out in 2008 or so. And for us, we weren't really that involved with it. We had sold the intellectual property in 2002 to our publisher, Take Two Interactive, and really weren't that involved with the film at all.
Were you happy, unhappy with the result?
Well, honestly, when you look at it, it found its audience. I mean, we're looking at the numbers side. I mean, I don't know the specifics of the budget, so I can speculate. You're looking at maybe a $30 million movie that grossed over $100 million. So that's, somebody liked it, and it obviously was a good case. But for me, it's one of those movies that, is best enjoyed after 2 or 3 gin and tonics on an airplane. But, it takes. I don't think it would not have been our interpretation of the franchise. I think it missed on some cues. But on the other hand, I'm glad it got made, and it's out there. And in terms of game movies, we've seen worse.
No, of course. been a lot of bad ones, more than good ones.
Yeah.
But based on what you've learned there, I mean, would you entertain the fact of probably doing another movie based on a video game like that and have more interaction with the concept?
Well, certainly, I mean, we've always had different elements of storytelling or different mediums, whether it's been the graphic novels in Max Payne, we've used live action in, for example, Alan Wake's American Nightmare and on Alan Wake. With Quantum Break, what we're doing is we're actually delivering a TV show that comes with the game. So the episodes of the TV show are interleaved with the episodes of the game. At the end of each episode, the player makes a choice of which future comes to pass, and then you'll get your own director's cut of the TV show in between, where you learn new things about the fiction and the world, and you kind of come back into the game with that. And once again, you make a choice at the end of each episode. So I think that's an interesting endeavor. Many have tried Transmedia, and very few have pulled it off. I think it's up to us to prove that it can be done well.